Aren't you tired of hoping the right candidates see your job posts and apply?
I am not as good as I think that I am, not nearly close. But I'm not saying that to put down all the work that I've done over the past couple of years or to demean the efforts of the people that have been there when I work on projects as their cast and crew. But I'm saying it simply because at a certain level, I think it's true. And it's not even a comfortable thing for me to admit to myself because it kind of bruises my ego. But I think it's something that I, at some point, had to be willing to accept or not. So this kind of idea came into my head when I was on Instagram and I was scrolling through the reels, and I think Denzel Washington was doing a press run for the highs and lows, right? And there was an interviewer there who was very enthusiastic, had a lot of life in him, and I think Denzel seemed to really appreciate the questions he had. So he's like, "Can I just have one more question, Denzel?" Denzel's like to the producers, the people at the camera, "Yeah, sure, just let him do it." And the interviewer asks, and he asks Denzel, "How do you know that you're good at something?" And Denzel says, "Oh, that's a really good question." He then further on goes on to say, if you're good at something, or at least you think you're good at something, at that point you're really not as good as you think you are. And if you really do believe that you're as good as you are, prove it. I stepped away from that a little more than just convicted. You see, currently I'm on a job hunt. I just graduated college, 4 months ago, and the world is beginning to show itself in a very unsavory manner. I mean, so many people have been looking for jobs for longer than I have, and I'm not saying that I'm out here some sort of special case, and like I should get a job immediately, but I can't help but think about the undeniable fact of my skill and talent being put into question as a result of me not getting a job. Now, I'll put this out there, and I'll say this with full chest and confidence. I am good at what I do. At the very least, I really believe so. I'm capable of coming up with ideas, with stories, with narratives, and putting those into visuals. They may not necessarily be top tier visuals, such that as like Hollywood, you might not even mistake them for another director, or they might not even really be all that, but they're good. They're passable. I've watched adverts that were commissioned to be put on television and in front of cinemas before the movie rolls that are 10 times worse than the work that I've produced. I know I can do really good stuff. But after hearing that phrase, or at least the way that Denzel spoke about it, it kind of got me thinking, what if I am not as good as I am, or good as I think that I am? What if I've just been lying to myself and being severely disappointed by the world not reacting the way that I wanted to the things that I can do because I'm really not that good? And that was a hit to my ego. I'm not even going to lie. Immediately when I heard that, and my brain kind of ran through that thought in my head, I was like, yeah, maybe I'm not that good. But then it started this chain reaction where the only solution I had to this, you know, eye-opening discovery, ironic, is that perhaps I then should become good enough. And I think that the only way forward to be able to doing that is understanding just how far I've come so far and how much more I still have to go. I could make a lot of complaints about, not getting opportunities. I could make a lot of complaints about things not going the way that I want them to. But the last thing that I'm definitely going to be complaining about is whether or not I'm actually really good at what I do. And so the next couple of months really are going to be me taking up productions and projects for myself and not really for anybody else that are impossible, I would say, or at the very least very difficult to reproduce without a cast as like the likes of which I used to have before, or having the kind of access to equipment that I did before. But I think maybe that will be the true test of my capabilities. And in this video, it kind of serves as a reminder of sorts that I kind of have to live up to the hype. I think that's the idea that I'm really going for, is that I wanna live up to the hype, man. For the most part, we weren't really encouraged to go out there and be super ambitious or do the things that we really want to do, because it was always perceived as lacking humility. But I want to be the best at whatever it is that I can do, not for the sake of being seen, but knowing that whatever position I end up getting, wherever I end up going in this world, I'm confident in what I can do. And with all this bravado and all of this, you know, angst, I wish to be able to live up to all of the claims that I'm making, you know. And perhaps that's the most honest thing that I've got to say about my own art. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to talk about all the stuff that I've done before. I'm really proud of it. I'm going to think about and express and show off the things that I've worked on with others, because it is not just necessarily about me and my gifts, but also those of others. So of course I'm going to talk about them, but everything that I have to do from this point onwards has to be, without a benefit of a doubt, it has to be really good. It has to be really, really, really good. Going far beyond whatever it is that I have access to, or, you know, whether or not I have the chance to go on and create something else with other people, whatever shape and form it really comes out as, it just has to be really, really, really good. Either that, or I'm completely batshit crazy and my ego is goading me into doing things that are not mentally healthy for me, but I really don't care. Anyway, that's it.